is chicken tikka masala. Okay, I've kind of gone ahead and very finely chopped up my garlic. I grated some of my ginger and I very finely chopped some of my ginger just to have a little bit of a different blend there. I have the masala, which is just a store-bought one that I have from McCormick's. You can make homemade. There's some recipes online. This is pretty good. We don't use it often enough really for me to be making it homemade. And I measure that out, and I put a little bit of a garlic, a little bit of a pepper salt blend in here, just a teaspoonful. So we're going to start, and I've got some Greek yogurt here, whole milk yogurt, that I'm going to be using. And we're just starting with the marinade. And I'm just going to, today, working with this chicken, I'm just going to go ahead and put some gloves on. I mean, it's no big deal. I can wash my hands real good after as well. I'm at the worst of board anyway. I've got a combination of thighs and almost thighs and one breast here that I'll be using. I'm just going to kind of want to get these into nice little uniform sizes, preferably. If I get a little black on this chicken, it's from these gloves. I had used these one time previously on my Kamado Joe, just to keep my hands clean. I guess I got a little bit of charcoal on them. Won't hurt anything. And just gonna chop this up, like I said, try to keep them kind of uniform in size if I can. I am cutting out a little bit of the fat off of the thighs. That's why I'm moving over to my sink. Just get it out of the way. There'll be a little fat left on them, but it'll render out during the cooking process. There'll be 4 of us eating this tonight. This is my last my thigh, then I got my breast. You can do all one meat or the other. You can do all breast or all thighs or a combination like I am. Mine's going to be a little heavier on the thigh side tonight. And there we have our meat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer this back to the bowl it came out of. Got to get some of the juices out of here. And got it back in there. I'm going to actually get a bigger bowl to kind of transfer all this stuff to for the marinade. I got one right here in the front. Okay. I think I just need a little bit more room. Okay, I'm going to start with dumping the chicken in it. And now I'm going to put all the spices in there. Kind of toss those around first. That's where my gloves come in real handy. Just, to me, it's a little better than putting them in there raw. And then I'm going to take my trusty little Greek yogurt, and we want to put about probably a cup's worth of yogurt in there. So that should about do it. It's going to coat it good. And here I go in with my hands again. I'm also going to need some lemon juice. I'm going to go ahead and put that in there before I start tossing it. I'm going to do about a half of a squeezed lemon. Using my lemon squeezer. Okay, there we go. Get the yogurt out of the way. Okay, let's coat it up. I'm just gonna coat up all the chicken in the marinade. And we're just gonna let this sit. I'm doing this in the morning. It's gonna be sitting all day. And I won't be cooking it until much later this afternoon. So that's it for our chicken masala. Okay, we're going to start now the process of browning our marinated chicken. We want to get it nice and brown. We're going to do this in batches. We don't want to crowd the pot too much. We want to just get in here, a little bit of space around it. And then we'll flip it around down both sides. Trying to make this where I can do it in 2 batches instead of 3. Maybe I can do that. Okay. That should be about half of it, I think. All right. And we're just going to brown that, and I'll be back with you shortly. Okay, we're now starting to brown the onions. Even though this isn't the recipe, I added a little bit of yellow pepper to it. Just wanted to put a little bit more veggies in it. Probably going to add a little bit of mushrooms to this too. This is not in the recipe, but it's something we're going to do just to make. Okay, we're starting to get a nice caramelization to our onions here. It's coming together. I'm now going to throw in the mushrooms and the garlic. And the ginger. Also adding the chicken back to the pan with the juices. And now we're going to start adding the spices. And we're going to start with some turmeric. We want about a half a teaspoon of turmeric in here. So there we go. There's the turmeric. Oops. Turn that off. That was my rice. I just turned it off a second ago, but I didn't turn the timer off. Okay. Next we're going to add the coriander. I have 2 types of coriander here that I'm going to use. I'm going to use a half a teaspoon of this one and a half a teaspoon of the other one. The difference is this is just pure ground coriander, and my other coriander is considered a roasted coriander. It has a little different flavor. It's been roasted. Not coming out so good. There we go. We got our coriander in there. Some of the side things I've used here. There we go. There's things we used. Okay, and now we're going to do the cumin. Oops, this is the wrong thing. Here's the cumin. And we want about a teaspoon of that. Okay. A teaspoon of that. There's the cumin. And now we want to do the Garam Masala. We want a teaspoon of it. And the bonus thing I'm putting in here, well, actually we had 2 kinds of cumin, too. Well, we're good. And this is called cardamom. Not necessary, this is something I'm putting in. I'm going to put about a ½ teaspoon of it in there. It's an Asian spice flavor as well. I'm going to mix all these in to the mixture. We still have chili powder to go, but I won't do that until after I've added the tomatoes to it here in a few minutes. Okay. We're now going to add the crushed tomatoes. Get this out the last little bit out of the can. There, I'm going with a 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes here. And let's get that in and get that warmed up. Okay. Now I'm going to add the chili powder. That's going to be 1 teaspoon of it as well. And I'm just using the ground chili powder here. There we go. Heavy cream will go in this later, but right now I'm going to put in a little bit, about maybe 3-4 ounces of a chicken stock. Not on the recipe. This is not necessary, it's just something I'm adding to it. I'll cook that down a little bit. It'll be thickened back up with the heavy cream later. So now I'm just going to put a lid on this and let it simmer for a while. Okay, it's been simmering for about 30 minutes. We now got to add our heavy cream to it. Shaking this up. It's about 1 cup of heavy cream. Add it to this. That should do it. Blend that in and let it simmer for about 5 more minutes. And I'll be showing up the serving up plate 5 minutes from now. We're having it with our rice that has some curry in it. And we're having a cucumber salad with it as well. And here's our final plate. It's going to be delicious. We have our chicken Tikka Masala and our curry rice and our cucumber salad.